Hello, hello, hello. I should got my headset. Okay, we got a few people here. Can y'all hear me? Can anybody hear me? Is anyone there? My first time doing a live stream, so I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna piece it all together. Oh, not what I wanted. Okay, you can more admin. So you can hear me. Okay, cool. I'll just make sure the audio coming through. Been back any questions or anything, just go ahead and feel free to ask. We're just gonna hang out for a minute. Really no goals or any structure to this. It's just something I'm doing. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I actually was working on a project. Well, not too long, finished the project. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Doing that. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. If anybody got any questions, feel free to ask and just mess around in DaVinci. What I'm making today, I'm not really making anything. I got a project, a client project I'm working on a little bit later, but just basically just killing time right now. To check the volume, all right, check and see here. All right, volume. Can you still hear me? Oh, it is one thing I do want to go over is multicam. I get some people still asking me questions about multicam or having problems with multicam. That's probably what I kind of touch on. Some headphones. Let's see here. Hello. In fact, I may go back into this other project. Close these. Has anybody else been having problem with multicams? Get quite a few questions. Some people, the multicam feature is not working, or the volume is not working, or the master track is not syncing. Can anybody hear me? Keep messing around with this microphone, trying to see. Okay, come through on there. Again, if you're tuning in, I have no idea what I'm doing. This is my first live stream. Hopefully, you have a better setup next time. Anybody got any questions? The question can be related to DaVinci, YouTube, anything. And I'm gonna go over multicam real quick. Anyone having problems still with multicam? Yep, there we go. Which one? Yeah, I'm just select these clips here. So yeah, I got a few people with multicam that the screen go completely black, or they can't get the master track to show up, or the volume for the master track to come in. So in selecting multicam, I'm just gonna select all these clips here. Messing around with multicam more often, you really don't have to go through and select the appropriate files. It really would do everything itself. So I'm just gonna select everything that's in the folder, right click, and create a new multicam clip. And the angle sync, just make sure you have the angle sync set to sound. I think that may be what some people are coming across or having problems with as well, is not synchronizing to the sound. Which I've seen a couple of people have that problem. And then just hit create, and it'll literally just go through and just pick everything for you. So you don't actually have to pick out the clips with the song playing in the background like I did in other videos. And then the ones that don't have the sound playing in the background, it will just kick them out and then hit OK. So when using multicam clip, you have to have the preview window open. So I'm gonna go back here and double click on this. And then you want to hit the drop down, select multicam, and it'll show all the different angles. Oh, wait a minute, this ain't the multicam clip, this is the video. Then what I need. There you go. So anytime you're going through and with the multicam clip and it's blank like this, well, I have my checkerboard pattern. Normally it'll just show black. And that basically means that clip, whatever clip is on, which is angle 1 right now, that means there's no footage for that. And the angle 1 is actually tied to the volume as well. So there's definitely no footage for that. So then you want to go up here to the top, hit the little drop down, go to multicam. And right now it's set for video and audio. You want to change, we'll change it to just change video. And angle 1 is the volume, or actually the master track, the sound, the song itself. So you want to leave that alone. I'm gonna change this. It's 101. I'm gonna change it to 5 for 5. So now you see all the different angles. So when it's black like that, it just means at that particular point where your playhead is, there's no footage there. And as you move the playhead, you'll see the footage start to come in. I say I film with DJ, and I often have terrible time trying to sync my audio with the MP3. The audio drips almost all the time. Any ideas why? You got a problem with the audio syncing up. The last time I had a problem with audio synchronizing, which this was a while ago, but it was the volume of the audio that I recorded was really low. So I think I'm not exactly sure, but I think the synchronization basically couldn't pick up on the audio completely. I actually had to go back and re-record the audio. Luckily, it was just a talking head piece, so I was able to redo the dialogue, and it worked then. So sometimes if your audio is too low or the quality of it is too, I guess it's too bad, it won't pick up on it. I hadn't had that problem recently. I think also it might have to do too with maybe the way the audio is saved. If it's not a WAV file, which is supposed to give you like the best clarity, with it being MP3, it might be kind of it might be missing some data. I think that's also what people come across with the multicam. Like I said, I've had several comments and questions even on Instagram, people saying, "Hey, I did the multicam clip. It's not playing the sound. It's playing like the background music from one of the other clips or whatever." So we want to make sure that, usually for me, just usually always angle one, the first angle, which is the audio. You can tell by this little symbol here. Leave that as angle one, and then change this to video, and then you can go through and start chopping up your clip however you need to. Excuse me. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, you test it out. Cool, cool. Anybody else got any other questions? Oh, did that wrong. Color management settings. No, I actually do color management right in the color page. Let me go back to the project. So usually when I do my color management, I usually just do it right within the nodes. I did it once. I did have color management settings here in the settings at one point, but I stopped using them because there's nothing wrong with it. But when I was doing it, I had my color management setting basically set to Sony footage, and which for Sony footage it worked just fine, whatever. But then a project I was working on had Panasonic footage, and I had to I felt myself going back and forth. So I used to just like doing the color management right from the settings within the color page. And then if I go into LUTs, like I have this tree here, which I have I've gone over before in previous video. And this is basically the node tree setup I use. You don't have to use all these key masks. These are just little extras that's thrown in. But main thing is I just use the color space transform. Sometimes with Sony footage, depending on how it was shot, I would use just one color space transform. And I would change this from Sony S-Log3 and center. Where to go? Yeah, I have it go from center and log 3 to Rec 709 and gamma 2.4. And I would leave it as it is. Right, this footage here is not log. Actually, I'm going to another project with log footage. I'm gonna create a new timeline right quick and just bring some. Audio's already muted. So this is log footage, and then I go into color page and grab my node tree, and then this right here is disabled. But if I just activate it, it goes from DaVinci Wide Gamut to Gamut 2.4 and Rec 709, and it actually looks pretty good as it is. And then typically I usually have Sony and S-Log3. And that makes it a little bit more accurate to what it was when I actually shot it. And then also sometimes too, I'll have a color space transform going in and one coming out. So that's the one going out. Typically I'll have go here, hit Alt S, make another node. I'm gonna hold Alt and grab this node and just move it over to the node 2. That's gonna move the color space transform over. And then in here, I'm gonna change this from, there we go, from Sony to DaVinci. Then I go to intermediate, and then go back to this one and change it from DaVinci back to Rec 709. And you see the results are more or less the same. Basically, all that's doing is taking the log footage from DaVinci or from Sony, moving it into the DaVinci color space, so you have a wide range of space to use. You do all your color corrections in between, so your balance, your different keys. These key nodes are basically for if you want to center in on a particular color, get your contrast, saturation, need some power windows. If you want to do some masking, create a vignette, gradient. Like I said, you don't actually have to use all these things. The look is for like if you want to use a LUT. This is like the final look of the, before you send it to the client. And if you want to use that, and then you have the final node, which converts everything back to Rec 709. And that way, and I like doing it this way because if I have multiple pieces of footage, I can just change this color space transform to fit, if it's red footage or Panasonic, whatever, I can just change it to match those. I hope that answers your question. Cool. Any other questions? Oh, if I do it this way. Oh, what am I doing? Camera 3, merge 3D, render 3D. Working on a client project, but basically like a little 3D trailer, album cover, visual, something for a client. So while working on this, if you have any questions, feel free to tap them in the chat. Too far. Oh, I need the information first. Where'd his name go? Oh, there it is. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? What volume cut off? Can you still hear me? Oh, there you go. I think it's coming through. Love the tutorials. Appreciate you. Need to get back to making some tutorials, which is actually my next mission. Just got to wrap up a few client projects and stuff first. Let's see. I need to go to my email. Again, taking any questions. It can be DaVinci Resolve related, YouTube related, content creation related, business related. If you're trying to grow your business, my business is not the biggest in the world, whatever, but I got a little insight. Hey. I will try to pronounce your name, but I'm horrible with names. Why is this taking so long to download? Oh, I'm on the wrong account. Okay. From India. All right. Most definitely appreciate you. Let's see. Can I get this thing to work? Okay. Woo! Somebody just bought something. Mm-mm, mm-mm. All right. Somebody just bought the Editor Essentials bundle pack. If you're on this live, I appreciate you. Also, leave a comment in the chat if you are on the live. I can't believe I'm live either. What's going on with you? Yes, I am trying to do a live. First one. Hopefully not the last one. I'm gonna get back working on your preset pack too. I think I got it mapped out. It's probably like 6 or 7 presets. If when I say I'm trying to make them all condensed into one, but I might not be able to do all at once. But like I said, it'll be if it's not 6 or 7, it might be like 4 or 5 or so. Why is this not working? Oh, okay. Push this over here. Don't need it over there. All right, that's what I need right here. Where's my text? You need to add images to Fusion. Oh, what am I doing? This thing over here. Let's see. I was trying to see if I can do it also in Fusion. Once I learned that I can add images to Fusion, it was over. Yes. Yeah, you can add images to Fusion. Yes, Fusion. Once you get used to it, especially with the node structures and stuff, it gets addictive. I spend more time in Fusion than I do the edit page. What is this? Okay, now I need the name of his tracks. I need to change the text. What did I use in this? Yeah, I've been got rid of Photoshop. Which I still have it down here. It's still on my computer, or whatever. Because apparently they changed where you can do Photoshop actually monthly now, instead of having to do the yearly contract, whatever. So I still got it installed in case I need it, but I've switched to Affinity Photo, and it's another one. What is the name of that thing? Oh, sorry, I think it's PI. Yeah, this one here. Oh, it's not on the screen. Yeah, this is a little photo editor. This is actually free to use online. Of course, you only get like 3 or 4 different exports before they try to get you to buy or whatever. But I use this because it has um the generative feel like Photoshop. That was the main thing in Photoshop I used, was the generative feel. This has something similar to it with the object remove and all this stuff. I've been enjoying this for the last couple of weeks or so. Yeah, GIMP is free too. Only thing with GIMP is open source, so they don't have the auto select like in Infinity Photo. They just added the AI feature where it can automatically detect your subject, and you just click one button and it removes it for you. This has something similar to that as well. So GIMP, if you don't mind if you don't mind using the pen tool and going through it manually, GIMP is free. Yeah, you can do it in Substance Fusion, because in Fusion you can use Magic Mask and just you can basically create a freeze frame. Use Magic Mask, it still erase detect your subject, and then you can just use that to like do a freeze frame or create your thumbnails and stuff, which I've done that before. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, and keep Photoshop. Yeah, so I went through and 'cause I had the student discount with Photoshop, and I know student discount you're supposed to have to pay up the rest of the year or whatever. But when I canceled it, it didn't charge me a dime. It just, hey, your service ends on this day. So I think they changed Photoshop where you can kind of do it like Netflix, where you can subscribe and unsubscribe and all this stuff now. You had the student discount. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Saves you a lot of money. You do thumbnails in Fusion. Yep. Yeah, you get to using Fusion the right way. You can pretty much use it as Photoshop. I think a lot of YouTubers that in DaVinci use um Fusion for their thumbnails and stuff. I'm gonna move this out the way. I'm thinking about doing tutorials for this too. This Pixar, whatever it is. This and Infinity Photo. It's Infinity Photo. It's not free, but it's a one-time fee. I think I bought it. It's Infinity Photo too. I bought the bundle pack. I think at the time it was like $80. And I got Infinity Photo, Designer, and Publisher, but I also got the iPad versions of them as well. And it all came in one bundle. Yeah, a lot of people using Fusion for AMVs. Yep. And it's Infinity Photo. If anyone's interested in tutorials on Infinity Photo, I'm thinking about doing like an intro video or tutorial, beginner tutorial for Infinity Photo. Let me know. I pretty much use it as my Photoshop replacement. Like I said, you still can use Fusion too, though, but if you just need something a little bit more depth, especially if you're taking like raw photos and stuff, it does have a kind of like a Lightroom equivalent you can use in Affinity Photo. Yeah, we'll take that using this. Hmm. So you want to draw a line? Oh, you can just use a shape node. I'm going to a new composition. Yeah, so you can grab a background node and use a rectangle mask to make the shape of a line. Then I'm thinking you probably meaning like how to make it basically animate over the duration of your clip. You gonna send me something on IG? Okay. Oh, what was that? Oh no! Did my camera cut off? Yeah, I think my battery died. Give me a second. Greetings from Peru. What's good with you? All right, we back. Good thing I have multiple batteries. Get done with this. I'm gonna give me something to eat. I ain't ate nothing all morning. Give me this water though. Stay hydrated. Did you send me something? Oh, there you go. Are you talking about with the basically with the the progression of the background behind, or the progression of the, I guess, the bar or whatever behind the text. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. Oh, there we go. So yeah, basically, I guess what you're trying, no, did it focus? Yeah, basically having that. Oh, okay. You said the blue. So basically, you want this, like, this blue background behind the text. Hey, yeah. Well, just looking at, I would do that with masking. So it's just see if we can correct this right quick. So I was probably set this. Actually, I'll remove this. I'll change this to blue. I'm just gonna use this little dark blue, whatever, tealish kind of color, and grab another background, put in front of it. Then I use a mask node. Basically, just move it down to the bottom, just kind of replicate what you sent me. Then I'll resize this. Move over. There we go. I'll probably make it a little bit smaller. Move it over a little bit more. I'm basically just using a background node with a rectangle node to mask it out. I'm gonna change the rectangle to white. Then I'm gonna use the transform node in the mask node, which is this little center X and Y. Move it over, and then I would just copy these two. Hit Control C, Control V, and take the output, connect to the merge one, and then which basically just copy it and then just move it over. I'm just gonna do two because it's not that much space here. I'm working on the vertical timeline, so I'm just gonna leave it with those two and see. So yeah, you'll basically have the two boxes with the blue behind it. Then if you want to, it look like it might be like a progression. See, look like this here might be animated and going across the text. You can do that with the background node as well. So if I grab a text here and okay, yeah, send me the video. Got some text. I'm gonna just type in GSM. I turn it black. I'll go to layout and I'll just move it down to over this text. Let's see here. What is that? Then I grab another text node. And basically want to kind of keep the text nodes in between the two columns. Let's see what this video is about. So yeah, it's animating across the text. It's like a progression. So yeah, so you leave that as white, get the text here, and then you basically gonna grab another background node. So you're gonna put it. Actually, I'm gonna put it in front. So I'm gonna grab this background node here, and I'm gonna copy the rectangle node and paste it and connect it to this. So it'll be the exact same size. You don't necessarily have to keyframe. I'm gonna show you. Instead of doing a keyframe, since the progression bar, you wanted to go across basically for the length of that story, you can use Adam curves, which basically allow you not to have to use keyframes. So I'm gonna go ahead and change the color of this. I'm gonna change it to a gradient color. Just use this red and cream color. And actually, I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna hold shift, detach it, and then reconnect it on this side. That way it's within the box of the white background, which I'm gonna label these. I'm just typing W for white and just type in red BG. Oh. And honestly, you really don't need this mask. You can really just disconnect this. You can take this output of this and connect it to this blue input, and it's still filling the same space. And then you can click on that and then grab a transform node. And then if you move the center X and Y, you'll see it's actually starting to move. So you can move it over to the side. Well, actually, no, I'm gonna double click that. I'm gonna right click, go to modify width, go to vector results. Then I'm gonna go to modifiers. And this here allows you to create animations without the keyframe using the Atom Curve system. So you see there's actually moving. It's not gonna only be bounded to that box, but it was gonna fill up that box first. So you basically can set the parameters how far you want it to go. So basically what you want to do is now is right click on distance, modify width, go to Atom Curves. You can set it for duration, or you can do a keyframe. If you want to do keyframe, you can do input, which will make it easier to keep it stuck within the confines of this box. If you don't want to use keyframes, you can go to duration and go move to the, make sure you're in the first playhead. And the offset, you're just gonna turn it down to where you want it to start it. And then you're gonna move your playhead to the end, and you're gonna set the scale where you want to end it. So you're gonna move this back. So you want to end within that box, that's where it's gonna stop at. So now it's gonna take that whole duration of that clip to fill up the box. Yo. Now, given like if you want to create a video that's similar to what you sent me, where you have multiple stories within a single video, then you might want to use keyframes for that. Then that way you can have it stop, more or less at the beginning, or you can actually, if you wanted to stop by, like say for instance, your story stop at like 40 frames, you can turn the scale up at 40 frames, and then you can have it. Let's see, because if you don't set a keyframe, it's going to continue to animate. You can go to scale. See, what page of Resolve do you use the most? I use Fusion the most, to be honest. Which is what I'm on now. But yeah, this right here, you can do the time offset. You can have it set to. You can change the time offset to get it to stop in, midway through. It'd be a little bit because it's basically got to do like some mathematics with it or whatever. But it'd be easy to use keyframes if you want to. That we can just have it animate through here and stop at frame 40, and then you can replicate that with the next box with the next story going forward. Great. Do you prefer to use the default layout or customize? I usually use the mid flow. If you go up here to workspace, go over here to workspace, and then go down to Fusion presets. I usually use mid flow vertical. This is usually where I work in, especially if I'm doing like prolonged projects. Unfortunately, I can't use this layout when in dual screen, which I usually have dual screen mode activated. So when you have dual screen, they automatically put it down to this. I think it's mid flow or the default. And when I go into when I'm on single screen like I am now, I usually use this. Yeah, I know for some odd reason when I started using Fusion, when I switched to the mid flow vertical layout, something about Fusion just clicked for me. I wrapped my head around certain parts of it, but I couldn't get it. I couldn't grasp it. Then when I switched it like this, it some kind of way just clicked for me. So how do I get that screen? You talking about the mid-flow vertical, the workspace? Yeah, so yeah, you go up here to workspace, go to layout presets, Fusion presets, and mid-flow vertical. Mid-flow, more or less the same thing. You have the two screens side by side. And then if you go to layout and go to mid-flow vertical, it'll basically make the two screens on top of one another. Yeah, it's like Nuke and Houdini. Yep. Which I've never used Nuke and Houdini, but I've seen quite a few videos of Nuke artists and stuff coming over to Fusion, and they pretty much did the same thing. How long have I been using Fusion? I've been using Fusion for basically as long as I've been doing YouTube videos. About 3 years. I literally before I think I got into Fusion or DaVinci Resolve like around 2019, 2020. Before then, never even heard it. I didn't even know DaVinci Resolve even existed before then. See, I followed a lot of new tutorials, easily transformed into Fusion. Yep. Yeah, I've seen quite a few. I can't remember his name now, but it's a guy, he did like a series of trying to recreate new projects in Fusion, and he initially found it troubling at first, but then he switched to well, he didn't switch, but he got more of an ease of the workflow when he switched to vertical and started learning that some of the nodes in Fusion and Nuke are similar, just got different names, or they might work a little different. I switched to 17. Yeah, so 17, I think I got it. Yeah, it was 16 when I first downloaded. I think it just came from, I think it had just upgraded from 15 to 16 right when I got into it. But before then, I'd never even heard of DaVinci Resolve. Stay hydrated. It might be him. I'm not sure. I can't remember the name. I saw a couple of videos. I think he had like 3 or 4 videos with him trying to switch from Nuke to DaVinci. Well, basically comparing the two anyway. Let's see here. Yeah, that's the time. Would you sent me on Instagram? That's the oh, get this out the way. Yeah, that's just your timeline. Well, that's more or less the frames, brother. I tried 16, lack of edit page effects made me hold back. With 17, they added fusion effects on the edit page, and then it clicked for me. Yeah, that's only. I think that's when I first got DaVinci, that was the biggest problem with the DaVinci Resolve community as a whole, was the fact there was a lack of effects. You had a lot of people who have Premiere Pro and After Effects templates and things like that, and they have paid so much money into those templates and things that they didn't really want to switch over because they invested too much money. That's kind of where I found, like, I guess my niche, if you can say. I was like, hey, maybe I can fill this gap, because I did have a little experience with Premiere Pro. I had a little bit of experience with After Effects, but for some odd reason I could never get my head around After Effects. I actually took a class for After Effects, and for the final project, I used Cyberlink Power Director to finish my project and turned it in. Still got A for it. Yeah, it's the presets and plugins to hold people back. And so I'm trying to fill that gap with the little presets and stuff to activate, but it's a one-man show, so it takes time. First, I have to learn how to create the effect, then learn how to build the preset in Fusion, things like that, and then get it out there. So hopefully I can get, start to broaden my horizon a bit more. So I was a huge After Effects user, but after I learned those, I couldn't use it anymore. Yeah, I can't use After. I actually have more of an understanding of After Effects now compared to when I actually tried to use it from using Fusion. But going back to After Effects, it makes my head hurt. Yeah. Yeah, when I first got DaVinci, I just used strictly the edit page. I had a few little templates that I actually bought for After Effects that I think I deleted by now. And so I used to use those little templates and stuff, but I used strictly the edit page because I found those to be intimidating at the time. I didn't understand them at all. After Effects, so we back to. Yeah, no, there's definitely some logic to know. That's what made it click for me. You can just connect, like you can take the one media in and connect it to all the different nodes to get the different effects, and then you can easily go back and just look at an effect, look at the node tree and see how it worked to reverse engineer it. So how do I reset the frame so that it's not looking crazy? Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. The frames that show down here are usually based off of whatever video clip you're using. So, say for instance, if I go in, let me get some footage. Yep. So now if I take this and go into Fusion, it's gonna start off at 0 because that's the whole clip. But if I cut the clip and then go into Fusion, you're gonna have these weird numbers here. The way to fix that is two different ways you can fix it. One, you can turn it into a compound clip. You go into Fusion, it's gonna restart that clip at 0. Or 2, you can turn it to a Fusion clip, does the same thing. Or whatever effect you're trying to do, you can also use an adjustment clip. So if I go to effects, go adjustment clip, and say for instance you want to create like a zoom or something like that on this clip, you can take the adjustment clip in. It's gonna start at 0. You can create your effect, whatever, and of course the adjustment clip will affect whatever clips underneath it. Now using the clips, using the photo. See, people fear Fusion because they never used nodes before. I don't want to use Fusion either. I didn't want to use Fusion either. LOL. But once you learn the basics, it makes all the sense. Even yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, it's all done in the Fusion. I'll send you a screenshot. Okay, you'll send me a screenshot. You might. Oh well. Are you working on a Fusion composition? But no, if you composition, the frames will be locked. Let's see. Go back here to this composition. Usually the framing with the numbers getting thrown off usually occurs when you're working with footage. If you in a composition, it should be locked unless you got a very long composition. Let's see, let me go back here. Yeah, when you in the student's composition, the basically beginning and ending of your composition is use these little yellow bars here. If you're using any type of footage or an image that's longer, that has a duration longer than that, then it'll let you go past it. So I found a tutorial, but I got stuck here. I tried to reach out to the editor, but for some reason editors are so damn hard to you know what? They are hard to get in touch with. I reached out to several people back in the day when I first started, and no one ever replied. That's why I tried to make it by Davis to reply, and that's why I want to start trying to do these lives too. But what tutorial? Send me the tutorial you was following, and maybe you could recreate it, or I can answer the question from there. Matter of fact, I think there's only 2 people I've reached out to that actually replied back to me. That was Patrick Sterling and Asher Rowland, who helped me do the create Keyflow. Other than that, a lot of people do not reply back. His issue, he's trying to his note is basically his timeline infusions got thrown off. He's thrown off into these really high numbers. Yes, Ash is the one that made the game in Fusion. That boy knows a lot of stuff when it comes to coding. That's what I was working on. That's what I've been working on at least probably about the past month or so with doing Keyflow. I wanted to use coding to actually do a lot of the effects and stuff. And if you right click, you can set render range. You can get auto range. It'll basically, auto range will re-snap it back in place. If you move this and you hit right click, hit auto range, it'll recenter it. So yeah, you can try that. Try right clicking and hit auto range. And it should bring you. It should bring the little yellow bars on each end. It should bring it back into the center. Do I edit full time? No, I do not edit full time. Unfortunately, I'm actually a full-time truck driver. I drive trucks at night. This is still a side hobby and side hustle for the time being. Trying to grow it. Trying to actually grow into more commercial works. I actually just shot some footage for a gym, local gym here. So I want to try to hopefully get them on as a client and maybe I can branch off from that. Still at negative 2,000. God damn. How the hell? Are you using any footage in your composition that's like really long? No footage at all. Huh. What is this? Lips. No fusion. Making you fuse composition, rectangle mass transform. It's something in that composition that has a long duration to it. At least from my experience, because I know messing with footage in composition with building out different nodes, whatever, the footage can exceed the fusion composition, and that's when you get those negative numbers. You a cable guy? Man, I need some cable. Well, I ain't had cable in a minute. That's back. I cut my cable off back in 2011. I ain't had cable since. I barely even watch regular TV. But that's what's up. You ain't watch TV in years. Cable got too high, man. If it ain't on Netflix or I can't find it on YouTube, it's like, eh. See, actually, the PayPal thing is in a photo. The Mastercard logo and all that is JPEGs. Ooh. JPEG have a set duration. They usually by default use like 5 seconds unless you make the JPEG extremely long before you went into the fusion composition. Yep, it's all streaming now. There's free countdown now. Get the fusion comp on edit page only. Let's see what can. Matter of fact, you can go to. If you go to keyframes in Fusion, you should be able to see what it is. Like everything in your composition should have a duration length like this, which is usually set to the length of the Fusion composition. If you see something that's going past it or whatever, you might want to adjust that then. So all this here, since all this is built out in Fusion, is the duration is either zero from 0 to 436, and I can make it shorter, but I can't make it any longer. About the photo and through the Fusion page and the media pool. So you brought in from the media pool. That means by default it should be 5 seconds. By default of Fusion's or the DaVinci Resolve's composition for photos. Yeah, the only other thing I can think. If you hit play, you can't do anything. You can drag and drop an image. Yeah, you can drag and drop an image. Yeah, when you drag and drop them, they usually 5 seconds. Then in Fusion, you can actually it'll automatically adjust it to the length of your composition. But something's in there is causing it. It's causing it to go negative 2,000. Wait a minute. Let's see. Yeah, on these little bars here, you can drag this down to where you want it to be. So if this little yellow bar here, which is basically your in and out range, if that yellow bar is already to negative 2,000, drag it back down to 0, and then your the other end should remain the same. You're using a Fusion composition. I don't think. Are you using composition right now? An adjustment clip. On the keyframe, yeah. If the keyframe, if you're in the keyframe screen here, and it's already at negative 2,000, yeah, you definitely want to drag it down. Yeah, I found that out doing I think I was making a preset or something. I think it was the stock photo preset I made on the keyframe kept getting thrown off, whatever. So you can move this around as long as excuse me, as long as if it's something's created that was negative frames, you can move it around. The right side, you usually want to leave it alone. That's the very end of your composition. Like this number here and this number here should match up. So if you adjust the ending, you want to leave that as on. If your ending is like 955, whatever, you want this to say 955, you want that to say 955. Yeah, you can drag left and right. Yeah, 945, 945.5. Yeah, you want to make sure that on your keyframe screen, this side here and this number here line up, or this number here rather. This number showing what the current frame is. This number here show how many frames in your total composition. So you'll want this number here and this number here to be the same. So 943 and 943, and then of course this here is your start. If this here says if this says negative 2,000, you can double click and type in 0 if you want to, and then try to make sure that yellow bar is set in the same position. Let's see here. Yeah, looking at this photo, I don't even see the yellow bar on the front end. I see it on this first photo you sent me though, and it's saying negative 2,000 064. You may want to double click that and type in 0, or like I say, you can right click and say auto range, or you can right click and type in 0 and then hit set range, and it should set it to 0. It didn't work either. Let's see, still don't work. Here. Let's see, if you go into Fusion settings, frame start from 0, hit save. You can try that. I don't know if you tried it or not. The Fusion settings. You can go up here to Fusion settings. Mine was set at 1. I think you can set it at 0 and then hit save and see what they reset your composition. You think they got it? Yeah, you still be able to see the negative. If you go back to the edit page, it shouldn't play those negative frames though, unless you did like a keyframe in them or whatever. But the composition is going to be bound to the length of your Fusion composition is going to be bound to the beginning and end of your ranges. Is if you go back to your edit page, it should only play what was in what you actually set up in your composition, as long as the keyframes were within from 0 to the end of your composition. Yeah, so you good now. So looking at the screenshot, the yellow bar is at the 0, and then it's playing from that point on. And you see your yellow bar at the other end. That's the duration of your actual composition. The only way the negative part, you viewing the negative part, will be a factor if you made a keyframe in that part of the composition. Which even then, unless you adjust your Fusion composition, it still won't show it on your edit page. Boy, I ain't gonna lie, they look like the commercial. 1995, you built out everything in Fusion, it looked like the commercial. Let's see here. I'm trying in the IG thinking it was here. Let's see here. The 5504, that's whatever frame you're currently in. So that's where if you look at the little red mark, that's what frame that it's currently on. That's what this. Oh, let me go back into Fusion. Yeah, that's what this is. This indicates whatever frame you're currently on. So if I move this to here to 200 or 199, that's telling you your current frame. This telling you how many total frames, and this telling you your beginning frame. So you're having a call now, blinking. Tweaking the numbers, okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, got some work to do. That's why I got coming. So this exercise. Also, doing this exercise got you comfortable with fusion. Yeah. Okay. That's pretty much at least is my biggest key to fusion is just basically just jumping in and doing stuff. Is when I first started using fusion, I didn't know what I was doing. I just clicked on those, connect them together to see what did they do. I actually used to have a notepad. I would write the nodes down, like, okay, this node does this, and this node does this, and to try to basically help me remember what node did what. Yeah, if you can find the tutorial that you're working on, post it in the chat. That way, everybody can take a look at it. Yeah, best way to learn by doing something. Yep. And so I watching I was watching Casey Ferris, Patrick Sterling, watched Miss Tech a couple times. Most of his stuff was mostly in the edit page though, but as far as fusion was Patrick Sterling and Casey Ferris. And say Pat, one of the few people I actually reached out to. I reached out to him on Twitter, and he actually replied back to help me out with some stuff when I first got it going. VFX study for advanced stuff. Recommend. Yeah. I seen the Pirates channel before. He got some very advanced stuff, but it's kind of hard for me to get through his videos. He's like he's trying to make a movie each video. I'm like, bro, just get to the tutorial. The Chrome text tutorial, have not seen that one. Yeah, that pirate dude though, yeah, I don't even think he does content anymore. I think the last video he posted was a couple years ago, but he got some like advanced 3D stuff, and yeah, he's literally making a cinematic movie like with each video. Yo, what's good with you? Channel's goated. I appreciate it. Recommend. Okay, I check those channels out. Let's see, Crazy Advanced. I'm gonna look them up. Helped a lot in the editing process. Glad to hear. Glad to hear. Is anybody actually had any formal training in editing? Like, did y'all go to school for editing? Like, I went to school initially for game development, and while I was in school, we had like an intro to video editing class or whatever, and that's pretty much what got me going. But most of the stuff is self-taught. All internet. Yep. So everybody went to YouTube at university. I've done a few mixed media. I think I did 2 mixed media videos before. Was anything particular? Which I did. I bought the mixed media pack from Cineplex, and I never did do a video for it. So I might do one for that too. But I also have a full tutorial on mixed media, making the mixed media effect that I did a while back too. You don't have to press play in DaVinci. You talking about in Fusion? YouTube University graduate. Yeah. People were doing keying. It's still a lot of people who do. I see people who make tutorials to this day. They still like, oh yeah, I'm going to the color page and going to the power window to create a mask. And I'm like, that's not really what that's for. I mean, you can make it work, but it's not really what it's for. Yeah, nobody know how to use it. Just avoided it. I've seen a few people do full compositions in the color page. Yes. Which I ain't gonna lie, it started with that as well because I knew how to do the tracking in the color page, so I would track certain things with the color page, and I didn't even know it was a tracker in Fusion, or I didn't know how to use it at the time. See. They like to release a preset with the best transitions and color grades and effects. I got one pack with with the long footage. It's like $10. It comes with the orange and teal LUT, but it also comes with my color grade tree. And then my editor essentials bundle pack has transitions, LUTs, sound effects. It has some of everything in it. I'm actually that's gonna be the next thing I work on. I'm gonna add probably like 20 or 30 more titles to it, and probably some more transitions and LUTs and stuff. Yeah, color-based tracking is really good. As long as you don't have anything going across your subject, color-based tracking picks up really very well. Fusion is goated. Okay, you saying when you first started Fusion, you didn't know how to press play. Oh, let me go back here. Ooh. That's not what I'm going. Okay, Middle Lab. Okay, I've seen his page before. Let me go ahead and subscribe and check out some of his videos. Blackmagic Design fanboy. I got a partner. I know a couple people got Blackmagic cameras. Their cameras are really good. I got a Sony camera right now. It's probably the next time I get a camera, I might get a Blackmagic. I might stick with Sony. I don't know. They're supposed to be adding Blackmagic RAW to Sony cameras, but you have to have I think they had like the Ninja, the Ninja Field Monitor, whatever, to basically record RAW. And so I might just stick with my Sony camera and get a better field monitor that can record RAW. I appreciate that. Swiftly and effortlessly explains. Yes, I try to make things simple as possible, and I try to basically try to teach things the way I came to understand them. The limits came from streaming, but I have a Sony A7 II and Sony V1 and Elgato cams. I got the Sony FX30 right now. I wanted the FX3, but I ain't got that kind of money. I barely can get the FX30, so I'm making it work for right now. When the Sony A7 IV, I think yeah, it's A7 IV, yeah. I think is that already? I think that is the A7 IV already out. Oh, yeah, there we go. It does feel like a game. They say, "Can you make a tutorial for typography effects? Typography edit?" Yeah, actually, I do to make a new one because I have an old one on some typography effects, whatever. But the uh, the video just recently got copyright claimed, literally just yesterday, and so I actually deleted it. It's an old video anyway. It was like 3-4 years old, but I used music from I think Envato Elements, and whoever made the song reclaimed the song, so then it became a copyright claim. So I just deleted it. So I think I will do some research into some more typography effects and make tutorials on. Definitely make I made one before the 3D text. No, where I mentioned the follower modifier, but I think I'm gonna do a dedicated video for the follower modifier and show the different things you can do with it. Yeah, I do still want to get in Blender. I bought a whole Blender course. I just hadn't really got into it yet. Blender is like 117 million keyboard shortcuts that at least in my opinion, you have to learn because trying to do all this stuff by hand takes too long. So if you learn them shortcuts, I think it makes Blender easier from the little time that I've spent with Blender. But yeah, I hadn't gotten into it yet. Let's see, it says like 2K. So this year I have learned to see HTML, OBS, ABS, or Fusion, MPs. Yep, it's been a busy year so far. Yep. Yep. Blender is easy. You don't have to use the shortcuts. You can use the operators switch menu and can find anything you do with the hotkey. Okay. I bought the course. I think the course is like $100. I bought it like a year and a half ago for Blender, and the first hour and a half, it was like this shortcut for this shortcut for this. I'm like, good God! And then it gave you like a printout sheet, which I think I probably lost by now, and it was just going over the different keyboard shortcuts. I barely got to create like a shape or whatever in there. Said, man, I can't learn anything else. That's why keeping 3D in Fusion, even if it look better in Blender. Yeah, you can do 3D in Fusion. You can't like create 3D assets. You basically just composite 3D stuff from Blender and put it into Fusion and stuff like that. So Blender, you can actually build out 3D assets and stuff. The gap between 2D and 3D is huge. It's not Blender. People use shortcuts because it makes it faster, but all the operations are hidden in drop-down menus. Yeah. The lighting in Fusion or the lighting in Blender? You learn 3D first, I like better one. Yeah, the lighting in Fusion is I haven't had much problem with it, but I hadn't tried to do anything too super advanced in Fusion with 3D. I know Casey Ferris actually just had a video about lighting, which he broke down lighting in a way I never thought about it until then, with just using a 3-point lighting system like you do when you're filming stuff. Hey dude, do you have any videos on green screen editing, trying to pretty much put images over a green screen for the duration of the I only did a YouTube short for how to use the green screen on the edit page. I did that a while back. I don't have a full tutorial on green screens on, for the long form content. I will make that a priority though. Fusion use old school phone methods with modern 3D software, uses PBR rendering. You can really get realistic renders in Fusion. You'll need to use Blender or Maya or Houdini. Yeah. And I hope that's why I wanted to get into Blender anyway. Would try to do more realistic and more complicated 3D things. Like say with Fusion, you can download, especially since they implemented the USD system, you can download a full render of a character from the USD system and have all the textures and stuff already applied, and just bring it into Fusion, which I think I need to do. I should do a video for that too, because the Fusion has, I think, 3 different 3D systems now, because it used to be just, I think, OBJs, but then they implemented the USD, and I think it's something else in there too. Use the 3D keyer or the Delta keyer in Fusion. Yeah, you use the 3D keyer and Delta keyer. I think he probably was trying to see about doing a oh wait, man, what was it? Staying out the way. I say Blender's great, man. It's free and it has a billion tutorials. Yep, Blender is most definitely free, so you can just access. Well, second, I messed around with Blender. I messed up my sword throw and never went back. Hey, don't feel bad. I think I messed up the donut or something. I think I did the donut tutorial. Something got messed up. I never went back. Then I eventually bought, like I said, I bought the Blender class, but I hadn't completed. I only did like the first hour or so. It's actually able to get the green screen correctly, and the image is there, but the clip's duration is very short, and when extending it, it throws the audio out of whack. Yeah, if you have a image that's shorter than your duration of your clip, you might want to try to loop it. Like if you, in fact, I'm gonna go back right quick and see here. Actually, no, I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna take this media out, go into the media pool. Now this clip here, so how long is this clip? Yeah, you look down here at the keyframe. This clip is actually longer than the duration of my Fusion composition. But if I was to make it shorter, you'll see it cut off there. So it'll play and then it'll stop. No, excuse me. When you're in Fusion compositions, you can actually, don't do that. You can click on the media and go over to the inspector tab, and you can set loop. So depending on what your image is, you can just have it continuously loop throughout the duration of your clip or the duration of your Fusion composition. I've done that with a couple of projects, like the project, like I said, the composition might be like 10 to 15 seconds, but the clip is only like 3 seconds long. I just said the loop, but it looks weird with something like this. But if it's just an image, I think what I did, I had like a paper background image. It just kind of looped it over and over again, so you didn't really notice it. Let's see here, the new background that I went in to see, is it? I got through the donut. You made it through the donut. Congratulations. I had to go back to it. Wish I was multiple men. Yes. It's not enough time in the day. Mr. The bevel of the swords. Okay. This would be perfect. Thank you. Yeah, the loop. Yeah, so yeah, depending on what your image is, if you don't manage it, because it will, when it loop, it probably like, you might notice a little jolt or whatever, depending on what the image is. And it basically will just keep looping in the background. Earned a sub. All right, cool. You want subbed already? Cool. I appreciate it. Gotcha. It's a logo. I give both of them. Yeah. So if it's a logo, yeah, something like that, where you really won't notice if it's looping, they're usually fine with that. Oh, you get the drones. I need to get me a drone. I got a partner with one. He got a DJI drone mini. And I was thinking about getting into like real estate videos and stuff like that. I know a lot of real estate agents, they want drone shots. And so he told me I can use his drone for the time being. Made a channel for Fusion, just had time to make the videos. Yeah. It's hard, man. It's hard. I'm trying to get the time to make these tutorials and products and stuff. And my PlayStation down there collecting dust. I used to play games a lot. I actually wanted to do a gaming channel for a little while, but I ain't got sucked to the DaVinci. Oh yeah, you're gonna need definitely the license. No, this stuff to try to drown base and stuff. Fly your drones, I mean. DJI is Chinese. They're gonna steal all your data and all the other mess. Made a couple of videos. That's right. Starting to learn the video editing workflow while working as a software developer and building a startup too. Not enough time in the day. Boy, your plate's full. Software developer and trying to do a startup too. Yeah. Fusion resolved. Okay. Let me explain words. The license is by the house. So you might have to make my drone. Oh yeah, they might not enjoy that too much. Bro. Yes, they do something. As far as I know, they make some of the best drones of DJIs. I got a DJI gimbal too, the Ronin SC. It's a little, I think it's a little too small for my FX30, at least with the Tamron lens on it. I gotta give me some smaller lenses that's wide. I need a good like 10mm lens because the FX30 has a crop sensor, so I need a good wide angle lens to kind of counteract the crop. Coming with two mics. Mics. Oh. Wow, we've been doing this almost 2 hours. Well, it's been an hour, a little bit over an hour and a half. Okay. Well, I think I'm going ahead and hop off here. Might try to make this a weekly thing, so if I can, yeah, if I have time and ain't nothing going on, I'll probably try to do it again next Sunday or next Monday, something like that. Just wanted to be able to do everything myself from start to finish. Yes, ma'am. Spam the videos. All right, cool. By all means, if you have any other questions, feel free to drop them on any video. You can hit me up on IG, hit me up in the Discord. Like, so I'm gonna try to make this a weekly thing. So stay posted with the community post. I'm gonna probably try to post it there. So if you have time, yeah, Sundays or Mondays, hit the bell. You can't miss. Okay, yeah. If I do it Mondays, probably like probably around same time Mondays. If I do it Sunday, probably around the same time, anywhere from between 12 and 1. So hopefully we can make this a weekly thing. I know some weekends I'm a little bit busy, and others, if I can't make it, I'll post a community post or something on IG. Do more tutorials on how to make stuff. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, matter of fact, later on today, once I get done with this client project, I'll be trying to map out like my next few tutorials and stuff like that, try to get a game plan for that going, because I need to strategize that out. So hopefully we can do that. I'll look them out. I'm not sure who they are, but yeah, I'll look them up. In fact, I'm gonna copy this right quick. Okay, yeah, I got them saved in here. Game changers. I don't know. Okay. Well, I appreciate y'all coming in. Like I said, if you got any questions, feel free to drop them on any videos, or if you have any videos or community posts, or hit me up on social media. Links will be, well, I don't know, they're probably not in the description of this video, but I'll see y'all next time. I appreciate it.